Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Pointed Conversations. I'm Matt Reckeweg, a co-artistic director of Pointless Theater, and tonight we have joining us Maggie Cervarich, who is a longtime supporter of Pointless. Thank you, Maggie, for joining.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Matt.
So we'll get started with just a few questions. My first question to you is, when did you first discover Pointless, and what was your first impression of the company?
Well, I think I first discovered Pointless before Pointless was Pointless. My son Frank was in an improv group at University of Maryland called Erasable Inc., and some of his cohorts in that group founded Pointless Theater. So I knew you, Matt, before you birthed Pointless, I think. But it was exciting times from the very beginning. What's 10 years now that Pointless has been around?
Yeah, 10. We're celebrating our 10-year anniversary, so it's
well, happy anniversary.
Over those 10 years, we've produced quite a number of productions. Are there any that stand out as memorable to you?
One thing that I think is really remarkable about Pointless is that while some things do crop up in a lot of productions, such as puppets, there usually are puppets, and the shows are always original, but you don't do something and then do a different version of it. You do completely different stuff every time. It's not like you did Oklahoma and then you said, okay, we're going to do South Dakota. Part of the excitement for me about Pointless Productions is that I never know what to expect, and it's always something. It's a new departure. Well, I remember the first time you did Sleeping Beauty. That was a gorgeous production. I saw that several times. I loved Hugo Ball. I loved Canterbury, and then there was Minnie the Moocher. Just absolutely incredible music, incredible performances by so many people. And then Caligari, it was an incredible production, and the music was unbelievable. Caligari really sticks out for me because in it, I got to watch my son being crazy, and I mean, not in a good way. I can't think of any production that you've done that I haven't admired and enjoyed. And if I had to pick a favorite, I don't think I could.
Well, that's sweet and nice of you to say. Here's from Caligari. A fun fact about the show is that a lot of these production images, they're not color filtered in any way. This was just what the stage actually looks like. For those of you who don't know, Dr. Caligari was based off of the German expressionist film The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which in its original form is in black and white. So we played on that with a grayscale design. I think we even made your son dye his hair jet black, which unknowing to us was permanent dye. And it stayed black that way for, I think, at least 18 months after the production. The whole cast
was walking around with this kind of scary hair for a long time.
Lots of people called it our goth phase because all of our all the cast in the production had the same jet black hair.
Which it was very striking.
It was worth it, from the outside. I never had to dye my hair, but but the actors were good sports about it. And here's another photo. Frank, your son, is in the background at the point where he starts to question his own sanity itself, which was a big theme of the show and of German expressionism in its form. Thinking about that show and I guess the full scope of shows that you have just mentioned, we like to say that we produce adventurous art. What do you think that looks like in practice for you? What parts of our work stand out as adventurous to you?
Well, as far as I know, you've never used a script that was written by somebody. You never just picked up a script from someplace. They're all original scripts. You manage to put so much into the set design. The audience is really immersed in the experience of the production, the costumes, and the music. I really have to call out the music. The music is fantastic from one show to the next. Those are things that really distinguish Pointless shows for me. It's the originality that kind of permeates every aspect of the production.
Any other comments that you want to share with our viewers, or any particular memories that, particularly as we stream into this Caligari, do you have any thoughts of how you felt after the show?
I saw the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari when I was in college, and I think I rented a DVD of it or got it from Netflix or something before I saw your production of it. And the stage production was very faithful to the vision, the German Expressionist vision that the makers of the original film. I mean, there are some things that are easy to do on film and not so easy to do on in a live stage production. And I thought it was amazing that you guys were able to capture the the off-kilter sets and the way people came and went. And again, there in Caligari, the music was just amazing. It was a very ominous music, I would say. So probably not what you would want. It's probably not what you'd want to listen to right before bed, but it was. I have to say, Pointless's standards for music are so high, and the music that you guys put into your live stage productions here in DC, it could be recorded and put into a Hollywood movie. I mean, that's how good it is. It's fabulous, fabulous music.
Yeah, and music definitely is one of our driving disciplines for sure. This particular production was scored by company member Michael Winch, and it was a trio of strings, violin, cello, and bass that played live through the whole piece. At least for me, it's one of the pieces I'm the most proud of our company creating. So I hope that viewers, if you take the time to view it, I hope you enjoy the music as much as Maggie did. We're asking people who know us to complete a phrase. So this is a fill in the phrase question.
Okay.
A donation to Pointless Theater is an investment in
innovative live theater that you can't find anything like it anywhere. There's always something in a Pointless production that kind of hits you over the head and you go, wow, that's amazing that they did that. There's so much more that goes into it, so much heart and so much brain power. I know the people who write the shows do so much research into historical precedents and historical movements in art, in the history of theater art. Pointless productions really are just a cut above what you get in, just a standard theater production. Let me just be very clear. I love live theater. I love, love, love live theater. And to me, the fact that there isn't live theater now is just, it's really tough. It's tough for audience members like me, and I can't imagine what it's like for the artists. Coronavirus is having tough impacts on everybody, but artists who perform live, I think, have to be among the hardest hit. I'm not an artist, but I know artists, so I have a lot of feeling for people who are in that position now.
Well, and we appreciate you saying so, and part of the reason that we're doing these videos In addition to wanting to share some of our past work, is to also let the community know that Pointless has put together Artist Fund. That donations are going 100% to the artists that we work with. Those donations will help ensure that we can keep creating art even in these uncertain times. It's always really great to connect with people who are outside of the creation of the work. We do it for you, for our audiences, and without your support, the work just wouldn't happen now more than ever. So thank you, Maggie, for joining us this evening.
Well, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I want to thank everyone out there for watching, and we look forward to inviting everyone back to the theater as soon as we can. And in the meantime, we thank you for your generous support. And now, I suppose, without further ado, we'll say goodnight and let people enjoy the archival of Dr. Caligari.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Maggie. Good night, everybody.